Hi guys, Shopaka here, playing Dawn of War 2. Now, as far as things are supposed to go, I was supposed to play Dawn of War, um, Life of Me, I forget the name of it, it's one of the campaign ones, then Soulstorm, then Winter Assault, and then if I had time, move into Dawn of War 2. But I found out that when I got to Winter Assault, that there were some issues with specifically the age and bugs of the game. Uh, the basic problem is that they did bug fixes for the multiplayer balancing that had an inordinate effect on the single player balancing. Um, so I can still finish the campaign, but the experience is pretty cabo. With Soulstorm was developed by another developer. I think it's called Iron Games or Iron something. And that studio went into bankruptcy and folded the day that the game launched, the expansion launched. And they went on to form another company and start a Kickstarter campaign. So there was never any support or bug fixes for Soulstorm, and the game crashes nonstop. So this is Dawn of War 2, which was made by the main company, Relic, which is now owned by Sega, who have placed their name on top of this game, in fact. And Dawn of War 2 is optimized for an AMD video card, and it has had bug fixes for the game as far as a year ago. And this is a game that is several years old. So it's very distinct from the other group. So I have both of these two expansions. I also have the third one as well, which is standalone. Today I'll be playing the original Dawn of War 2. And I won't be playing as my campaign Dark Dirk, which I made quite a while ago. I'll be starting a new campaign. And the name of our hero will be Primarch. Oh no, I know. Unknown Primarch. Oh, it doesn't fit. Okay, we're gonna go with Butt Face, and he will be Primarch.
Subsector Aurelia. This cluster of worlds stands on the very edge of the Imperium of Man. From this frontier came the Blood Ravens, a chapter of the Emperor's own Space Marines. Once and for all.
Oops.
Captain Davian Thule and a handful of Space Marines lead the raw recruits defending these worlds. Now, another Space Marine joins this desperate battle.
Badass!
A newly promoted commander, ready to lead in our darkest hour. You are this Space Marine. And you will tip the balance toward victory.
Ooh, that just gives me the chills. That is such a good intro. And that sound. Alright, so, Buttkiss, Commander Buttface. You are Buttface, a Space Marine recently promoted to the rank of Force Commander. You have been sent to Calderis to help Captain Davian Thule stave off a massive orc invasion. Such is your reputation. The chapter expects that you alone will be enough to tip the balance of the fight and save Calderis. A man of a few words, you are renowned for keeping calm in high-pressure situations and finding a path to victory in the face of overwhelming odds. Of course, it's not actually going to be alone. There's actually going to be another person with me.
Calderis. We Blood Ravens select our initiates from this world's fierce warriors. Calderis is the cradle and the future of our chapter. Now, the orcs would take it from us. This, we cannot allow.
Stay in cover! Kill the orcs that are out in the open! Commander.
This is Captain Davian Thule, in command here on Calderis. We are battling the orcs that threaten this world. You have dropped right into the combat zone. I am north of you with several squads of our initiates. We are under heavy fire and losing control of our flanks. Move north and provide support.
Okay, so this seems exceptionally loud. Also, my cat has got himself caught in my headset. What is our... Whoa, that is very loud. Okay, we're gonna... Down. Yeah, we'll put the master volume down quite a bit as well. That will... There we go. That's a little more manageable. So, all of our heroes have special abilities. I have 2 victory, which is a charge. And this guy has a... has the ability to drop grenades, as well as become very hard to kill with tactical advance. So we're going to use the charge here, which will also break these rocks down and remove their cover, which is good, of course. And the other ability here of my commander is a stimulant pack, which will increase health. And the cover is important early on. It is horribly underpowered later on, however. And it becomes kind of a big deal. Wow, he really did not charge in there properly. So he's cut all their cover, and we got that orc flank eliminated. We got another orc flank up here to get rid of, though. So let's get butt face in position. These are all my friendlies, but there won't be many friendlies in this game. There won't be many units in this game, in fact. It'll be a very unfriendly game to have a lot of units in. And the Force Commander is very powerful in melee, which is good. He can be switched over to use heavy weapons, however, which is, you know, rather interesting, of course. There is an achievement to use an all-range squad, which would require you equipping your Force Commander with grenades. I'm going to use a heal now, so I can just get my Force Commander back in there. Not grenades, range weapons. And range weapons that he would normally use would be like, you know, heavy weapons, like rockets and the sorts of things. I think I'll be using this Force Commander as a melee. There's 2 melee squads in this one. Another one we'll be getting later on is Thaddeus is his name. It's been a while since I played this game. And Thaddeus is a melee specialist. You get him very late, which means that he is lower on experience, and that's the whole point of this. It's an experience game. When Relic was making this, it wasn't Sega at the time, it was THQ, and THQ said, make me a game that is similar to Dota. I want a game that's kind of like Dota. Less units, more strategy. So when they came up with this game, you know, it was not, you know, what the people at Relic actually wanted to make. They wanted to make something more like Company of Heroes 2. Like there's their main hero, the orcs, Mecha Bad Zappa. Yeah, it definitely wasn't the game they wanted to make. This is a game they were kind of forced to make. And the game, very good graphically, very good performance-wise. It's AMD based, which is refreshing, but Yeah, unfortunately, it just wasn't the game they wanted to make, and as such, the passion just really wasn't there. And yeah, and yeah, you can kind of see it's not the game they want to make. So, I mean, right now there's lots of cover, but in the future, Primarch difficulty setting, there's not a lot of cover, so it's all going to come down to these abilities. And I think the game wasn't given as much due grace that it should have been. It's a great game. I like this game. It's just when it first launched, it wasn't what people were expecting. People were expecting it to be the as good as Dawn of War, the first one, which it is, but it's a different game. You know, they decided to go for something really different. So yeah, that's a little ditty about a story called Dawn of War 2. One thing with Dawn of War 2 compared to Dawn of War 1 is that it's very rich in lore. You get to read a lot of stuff in the entry screens and all that stuff. Um, so if I get him 2 more points, I can get him to become a better tank. But I think initially I'm going to work my way towards getting improved loadouts. I'm not too interested in these guys yet, so I think I'll be doing for Tarkus. I'll be doing an extra slot. Then I'll be getting his weapons all the way up, and then I'll be working on getting this all the way up. And melees I can kind of leave alone. For my Force Commander, I definitely want to get that battle cry because it's the perfect melee. Um, but after this, it's going to be a lot of health because he's going to be very tanky. And then we're going to get that additional slot, of course, which is super duper valuable. Um, there we go. So I think I'll leave that here. I might play another one today, but I'm not sure. These are all very short, and as far as campaigning on Primarch goes, you can't fail the first mission, but you can fail every other one. And it's in fact very valuable to fail these missions, to go in, lose on purpose, so you can get the extra experience. Because at this point, there's no loss to losing early, and it will make you stronger later on. Later on, when you start losing, it makes the game longer, harder to beat. You end up going backwards, and at this